Hello, welcome to this live. I don't know if you are if the sound is okay. Please let me know. It's kind of new to me, so welcome. Hi, Mary. How are you? So, I don't know. I cannot hear myself. Can you hear myself? Can you please let me know if the sound is okay? It sounds okay because I don't know. I'm just this is new to me. I don't really know this software, so I don't know if it's working or not. Okay, good, very good. Thank you. Because I thought I would listen to myself while I'm speaking, and I'm not. So this is kind of new. So welcome to this live, where we are going to be talking about this year, the year of 2023. This is a very important year because it is a year. It is a year of change. So a lot of things are going to change during this year, and it is important for us to have a strong foundation, to go within in order to handle everything that is changing and that is going to happen. So this is a live where we're going to talk about the numerology of this year and the numerology that is based basically in so it is the tantric numerology, and also a little bit of some other systems. So we're going to be talking about all that, um, with a very spiritual point of view, because we are living a new, we can say, phase of planet Earth, as in December 21st, we have uh, started uh, the, the actually, the Earth, Gaia, has entered the fifth dimension. Not humanity, not us, but the Earth is already vibrating a lot higher than before. So the vibration of Earth has always been 7.83 hertz. And from December 21st this year, um, Earth started vibrating on more than 50 hertz, which is a really big change. So this, to us, that means that we are more sensitive to the energy. We are more sensitive to things surrounding us. And this year, 2023, it's a year of change. A lot of things is changing, and we are also now 100% in the age of Aquarius, which is an age of freedom. It is an age that invite us to elevate our vibration and to dive into our spirituality. So this is a very important year, and that's why we are here sharing this all this information with you. So I'm going to be sharing a presentation that I prepared for this live. Okay, this live. Let me see if this work out. Not really sure. So I will try to share my screen. Let's see if it's gonna work. Ah, eu esqueci. Vou te mandar. Please let me know when you are able to see the screen. Okay, I think you're not seeing it yet because I'm not. But let's see how it goes. So can you see my screen? Can you see my screen? I guess now you probably can see it. Can you? Live. I think this is okay. Okay, thanks. So, so this is so that's what we are going to be talking about, the numerology. So the energetic meaning and the vibration of this year. Okay. So year 2023. So first we're going to talk about the vibration of the year. The vibration of the year is the ocean we are in. Okay. So imagine yourself in the middle of the ocean. Okay. We can be in an ocean of organization, in an ocean of new beginnings, in an ocean of change, in an ocean of completion. So the vibration of the ear is always the ocean where we are in. Okay, so it is the energy that we are involved with. Okay, so this is the vibration of the ear we are in. Okay, and how can we calculate that? It is the addition, the sum of the two last digits of the year. So if we get this year of 2023, so the sum of the two last digits is 2 plus 3, and then we're going to end up with the vibration of the year number 5. Okay, so 5 is the vibration of the year, is the ocean where we are in. And in the numerology, five is a number that talks about change, about freedom. So this is like we are in the ocean of change this year. So which means that we are talking about the collective year. Okay, so that's what is for the collectiveness. Okay, for all mankind. It's not our personal year. You know, we also have our personal year that is calculated through our birth date. But in this live, we are going to be talking about the collectiveness. You know, the collective year. So the vibration of this year is number 5, which means that all mankind, all humanity is emerged or is just diving in the ocean of change, which means that everything in this year is going to push us to change. Okay, and change, it's never easy, because when you talk about change, we are talking about getting out of your comfort zone. So everything in this year is going to be pushing us to move out of our comfort zone. Okay, so that's why we're doing this live, because we need to be ready for this. Okay, so and then when we talk about the ear, we also have the key of the ear. Okay, and the key of the ear is how to handle the ocean. Because if we are in the middle of an ocean, that means that there is like a lot of things that we can do. We can swim, we can surf, we can dive. How are we going to handle this ocean? What are the attitudes? What are the postures? What are the actions that I should do to handle this ocean the best way possible? And this is the key of the ear. Okay, so what are the inner postures? What are the attitudes I should cultivate to have a good ear, or to make the best of my ear? Okay, so this the calculation of this is the addition, the sum of the 4 digits of the year. So if we're talking about 2023, then the key of the year is 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 3, and this is gonna make us arrive in the number 7. So 7 is the key of the year. So when we're talking about this year, so the vibration, it's change, is freedom. And the way to handle things, how to handle this ocean, is the key of the year, which is number 7. And the number 7, it's a very, very special number, because it is considered the platform of elevation, which means that the number 7 always invite us to elevate our vibration, to raise our vibration. This is what we should do to handle, because when we talk about 5, I usually say that 5 is like an earthquake. Everything moves, everything changes, even if we don't want to. So sometimes we feel we need to attach to things to be able to survive, because it's like our whole world is trembling around us. And the 7 invite us to dive within, to go within ourselves. Otherwise, it's going to be really hard to deal with everything that is going to come. Okay, so this is the key of the year. So now we're going to talk specifically about the number 5 and the number 7. And this year has a special thing too, because the number 5, the vibration, comes from the numbers 2 and 3. And we are going to be talking about that too, because 2 and 3 are numbers of the mind. Okay, so we're going to be talking a little bit about that, because that means that a little bit of confusion in our minds. Okay, so well, let's start with the number 5, with the vibration of number 5. Okay, so what does number 5 represents? Okay, so 5. Uh, okay, first, I guess I need to go to the other slide because the order is not good. So number 5. Okay, we're gonna go like that. Number 5 represents change. When we talk about this numerology, each number relates to an energetic body, and number 5 represents our physical body. Okay, and we're gonna talk a little bit more about that in the next slide. So, in terms of daily things, that represents change. Because usually everything change in this year. Also, the number 5, it represents movements. So when we talk about movements, we can imagine a bike. So imagine you are riding a bike. So if you don't keep moving, you're gonna fall. And that's kind of what the year 5 asks us. It asks us to keep moving, because if you don't move, we're probably going to get disappointed, or a lot of deception, or we're going to fall, we're going to break. And break means that we might be in pain, or we might get a little bit depressed, or we might not be able to hand stuff properly, because if in the year 5, if we keep attached to things, to people, to feelings. Sometimes we got hurt in the past, and we have this hurt within us. So if we get attached to that, we're going to suffer in the year 5, because the year 5, one of the things that it requests us is to detach. It's to detach of everything. It's kind of like we should reinvent ourselves. We should detach even from the image that we have of ourselves. Just forget what you think about yourself, and just restart, because that's not because that's what the number 5 asks. So if we get attached to things and ideas that we are not supposed, or people that are not supposed to be in our lives anymore, they are not supposed to be part of our lives anymore, then we suffer. So that's why we need to keep moving. We need to remind ourselves during an year 5 that everything passes, and this will pass too. And the way that we do that is go within, because if we put too much focus in the things that are happening externally, we are not going to be able to handle it. So we need to keep moving, just as a bike, okay? Because if we keep the movement, we keep our balance, just when we are riding a bike, okay? So the next word that I put is freedom. And freedom, we are only truly free when we are responsible. Because if we don't, if you want to be free to be ourselves, to do what we want to do, we have to take responsibility of our choices. So when we're talking about number 5, it's also about that. We need to walk towards being free from the things that block us, being free from the things that block us for expressing our divine essence, our brilliant potential, to anything that blocks us from expressing who we really are. So in this year, everything we are talking about change. So it means that every change, all the changes that are coming, is for us to get free from the things that block us, that prevent us from shining, that prevent us from expressing our divine potential. So the other things that we need to have along during this year is discipline. Number 5, it comes with a lot of discipline, because when things are tough, when things are changing, we have a tendency of just letting go, or not doing what we need to be done in order to be well. So discipline is important, because with discipline, we make a commitment with ourselves, with the expression of our best version. So this is really important at this time, at this moment of change, to keep our discipline. It's hard, it's hard to keep uh, doing what you have planned to do, but it is important because discipline means that we are committed to ourselves. So if you are not able to keep that, that means that we are not truly committed to ourselves. So, and for me, the commitment is with love, with my divine expression. I have to work on a daily basis to have the commitment to express love, non-judgment, and feelings that elevate my vibration. And if I don't have discipline, if I don't put that as a priority, then we just lose track, and you just go back to old habits. And if you're attached to old habits in the year 5, we suffer. So we need to have discipline to keep going, to keep moving, to achieve, and to grab this freedom that we want. So, and the other thing is detachment, because when we're talking, freedom means to detach, and we are talking about that the whole thing, so the whole this whole life. So we need to detach, of thoughts that might be blocking us, of feelings that might be blocking us, of people that might be blocking us. Sometimes detachment means, sometimes we have this illusion that everybody needs to love us or to like us or something, and we have to detach from that. It is impossible to please everyone. It is impossible to be accepted by everyone. So we have to detach of the things that are not yeah, that are preventing us to feel liberated. So detachment is really important. Also, detachment of physical things. If you have things to give or whatever, just do. We need to detach. The past is the past, and this year invite us to live the present. The past is already gone, and the future is not yet here. So when we're talking about detachment in a year 5, it's like live one day at a time, live one moment at a time. And this is really important this year, because otherwise it's going to be hard to handle things. Okay, another thing that is important is that we keep our how to say that, malleability, that we are flexible, some, because a lot of times during the year 5, we are going to be surprised with unexpected things. So I'm going to give you an example. No, sometimes you have perhaps you have planned a vacation. You have um, schedule your flight with a lot of time ahead and everything, and I don't know, and then there is a storm or something, and all the flights are canceled the day that you have planned to travel. We can be stressed with the situation, we can be frustrated with the situation, or we can just be flexible and try to work around that, try to find creative solutions for this. So when we're talking about this flexibility of the year 5, it's exactly that. So in the year 5, we have to start loving to be surprised, because it is there is a high probability that we are going to be surprised lots of time along the year, and not necessarily good surprises. So that's what we need to be to understand, and to keep our balance. And when we say keep our balance, it's not to judge situations, this is good, this is bad, or anything like that. So we need to keep our balance during this year of 2023. Okay, so, and another very important aspect of this year, and I think it's the last one that I put in this slide, is to manage time, the management of time. Because sometimes, most of us, we tend to dedicate a lot of times to one thing and not to other things. And in this year, we need to, uh, know the amount of time that we're going to dedicate to our work, to our family, to our spirituality. So we need to be able to manage time in a way that we can feel that we are giving the proper amount of time for the different areas of our lives. So because if we, for example, start to work 24 hours a day and we do not have time to uh, eat well, to exercise, to be with our family and everything, then the balance is going to be gone. The malleability is going to be gone. So in the year 5, one of the things that it's really important for us to tune in, to pay attention, is how am I managing time? Am I dedicating time to the right things? What do I want to work more in my life? So suppose that you want to start a meditation practice, or you want to engage more in your spirituality. So maybe you will need to give a little bit more time for that. Or maybe you are in a work project that is really important. So during this year, it is important to manage this aspect of life. So how am I managing my time? Okay. So this is the aspect that we need to pay attention in our daily life. And the number 5 also represents our physical body. The physical body is what we call it is our fifth energetic body. But the physical body is the body that is present in our life. Actually, the physical body is the one body that we can touch, that we can feel, and that we can see. So uh, it is this body, the physical body, is really important, not only because of health, okay, because we need to take, because it's our home, because it's our home in this earth, but it's really important because the physical body is where all our energetic bodies manifest themselves, which means that everything goes through our uh, physical body. The physical body is our great channel of expression. It is the way that we express ourselves in the world. So it is really important to take good care of it. Okay. So it also represents the way we communicate with other people, not only through our attitudes, with our expression, but also the communication, the verbal communication is connected with the fifth body. So which means that during this year we need to pay attention to what are we saying to people. No, we don't want people to be offended or anything. We have to pay attention in the way we are communicating. Okay. So what is important for the number 5 in a year 5 to do? There are a few things that we need to do during the whole year. Now, so for example, to practice exercise. So if you don't have exercise practice established, a regular exercise practice established, this is the year to do it. Okay, because it's not that there are people that don't really practice exercise, and then when they decide to practice, they practice for like 3 hours, and they stay 15 days without practice, and then they practice again. That's not what is asked during this year. This year's what is asked from us is to have a regular practice of exercise. So it's better to practice twice a week, but to have the discipline and to commit to this practice twice a week than to practice, I don't know, 3 hours a day and then don't practice for like 2 weeks. Okay, so one of the things, it's the physical body. So this is the year to start looking at your physical body in a more loving way, to accept yourself as you are, and start to take care of yourself, of your body, of your home, in a really special way. And the way to do that is to start practicing exercise regularly. You can start like walking, with something really nice, or something smooth for you, something that you can keep up with, that that you can just schedule that in your routine. But it's important to do so. Okay. So the other thing that it's really, really, really important for us during the year 5 is to take good care of your body and health. I already talked about that. It's to have the discipline to keep it going, to pay attention to the way you are communicating. It's really important to do that. You don't want to offend people or anything like that. We need to really try to speak with everyone with acceptation, trying to communicate in their language, because sometimes we think people are on this speak the same, or have the same thoughts or ideas of the world as we do, and most of the time they don't. So when we are talking to people, we need to communicate from where they are and not from where we are, and we need to try to understand them and to work on our acceptation, and this is the year to work on that. So also detach from old postures, attitudes, people, and things. A way to detach from things is to try to do new things every day. Sometimes you can do silly things. For example, eating in a different place of your house, sitting in a different place on the table. I don't know, brush your teeth with the left hand if you are right-handed, or something like that. Because as human being, we tend to repeat things the same way every day. And when we do that, we get more rigid mentally. Okay, so since we are in a year with the vibration 5, we need to try to detach from these postures, and a good way to do that is starting doing new things. So if you want to learn something, if you want to learn to draw, or if you want to start a new physical activity, this is the year to do that. If you want to get a haircut, a different haircut maybe that you have never had in your life, so do it, because that's this that's what the 5 ask. It asks for us to go further, to allow ourselves to go further, to detach from anything that is holding us back. Okay, so this is another thing. So and open our mind, so go beyond prejudice and narrow thoughts. We say that when the number 5 it's not in balance, people are prejudiced, have a lot of prejudice about other people, about things. They are narrow-minded. So in this year we need to really look at ourselves with a lot of love, to um, try to let go of this narrow thoughts. We need to expand our mind, to open up to other things, to other experiences. And this is really important this year, because uh, we need to change. Everything is going to push us for that. So it is important for us to make the inner work, for us to grow and to go beyond the place we are not right now. Okay, so and during this year, I already talked about this. We need to accept the unexpected and learn to love surprises, because um, maybe there are things that are going to happen that we cannot even imagine. And we need to be open to whatever comes. Okay, so one way to do that is to not create expectations about people and about things. And that's why we need to learn to love surprises along this year. Okay, and also another important aspect is to detach from your routine. Be free to improvise and do new things. Sometimes when we are afraid, and or when we are afraid of freedom, we are afraid of our potential, you are afraid of the expression we can have, we tend to repeat things, to do things always in the same way. And during this year we need to be able to improvise. We need to change our routine a little bit. Sometimes this is going to happen, like you're going to have a new proposal in your job. Sometimes, because all these aspects that we are talking about, maybe there are going to be things that are going to happen to you, happening to your life, that we will invite you to get out of your routine. And if that happens, we don't have to rush, rush up to make a decision. This is exactly what we should not do, because since the year 5 is a year that has a lot of activities, a lot of things going on, we tend to try to react to things, and that exactly what we should not do. We shouldn't react. You should calm down, go within, and then decide. Okay, so this is the important aspects of this year vibration, the vibration of 5. Okay, so now we're going to talk about number 2 and 3, because as I said in the beginning, this year the 5 comes from number 2 and number 3. And number 2 and 3, uh, it relates to the mind bodies, to our mental process, to our mind process. When you talk about this numerology, we have three energetic bodies that talks about the mind, which is the negative mind, which is number 2, the second body, the positive mind, which is the number 3, the third body, and we do have the neutral or meditative mind, which is the number 4. Since this year, it comes from 2 plus 3, and they are both our mind. So 2 is the negative of protective mind, and it's important to understand that the negative mind, the protective mind, is always try to protect us. So the role of the number 2 of this energetic body is to alert us of possible risks, possible situations where we can get hurt, of possible dangers that we might get into, because its main role is to protect us. Okay, but sometimes with the negative mind, when it's too active, we become too afraid of trying things, of trying new things. And the way to deal with the negative mind is to become more intuitive, is to trust more your intuition. Okay, and the number 3 is the positive or projective mind. So I usually say that the number 2 is the brake in the car, and the number 3 is the accelerator. Okay, so the number 3, it's always gonna encourage us. It's always gonna say, you can do that, go further, you can, you can. The problem with this is that, regarding to this year, is that since the ear is composed with 2 and 3, our mind is going to be too active. You might already be feeling that you have a lot of thoughts. They are really good, great thoughts, positive thoughts. I can do everything. And then all of a sudden, 5 minutes later, you're just all the way down, and you say, I cannot do it. And so because of the aspects of the 2 and 3 in the ear, we are just oscillating. We are going from negative to positive, positive to negative, and then and that brings a lot of confusion and a lot of we go from one extreme side to the other in not a long time. So because with the 2 and 3 in the composition of the ear, our mental is too active. And the problem with the positive and the negative mind, not the problem, but when the negative and the positive mind are too active, what happens is that we start to judge, we start to compare, and then we start comparing ourselves and comparing situations and comparing circumstances all over the world, and we not only comparing but classifying, this is good and this is bad and this is, and that doesn't help us, because then we dive into judging, and we dive into our thoughts, and the mind it doesn't really know what we need. What the part that knows what we need is the heart. Okay, so the heart, our chakra center, is the home of our soul, and all our intelligence comes from the soul. So when we're talking about this year, it means that we are going to be the thoughts are going to be too strong, we're going to be thinking too much, and that's why it is important for us to learn to feel things, you know. So the invitation for this year, because of this number 2 and 3 from the mind, is that we learn how to feel. So we need to, in our daily activities and in our daily life, we need to start. We need to do this 4 steps, which is stop. So we stop, then we observe, okay, then we feel, and then we act. Because if we do like that, we are not attached to our thoughts, we are not reacting to people and situation, we are able to act from within, act from our heart, and then things are going to become easier. So this is the thing to do. Okay, so because lots of activity in our mind, bouncing from positive and negative thoughts, so we need to learn how to feel. So open our heart to feel. This is like, that's why this year is so important, because we live in a society that is guided by the mind, and we do need to do this shift from the heart. So it is really important to remember this along the year, that we are here this year to learn to act from the heart, to open our heart to feel, to trust our intuition, which is the number two. So, and to the number three also invite us to take care of ourselves. But the way to take care of ourselves is to open up to feel, so that we can welcome out ourselves as we are. So this is a very important aspect, and this is, and if you remember that, that's gonna be an important tool along the year. And use your intuition, I have already told that. So this is what we need to do. Okay, so now we're going to talk a little bit about the number seven. So that's the ocean that we are, and these are the circumstances that are going to be brought to us, and those circumstances are there so that we can work all that we have talked until now. So this is now the seven tell us how can we go deeper, how can we go further. Okay, so the number seven, it represents our aura, and the aura is the energetic field, the magnetic field that surrounds our body. So that means that during this year, we're gonna be a lot more, we're gonna have a lot more sensitivity. We're gonna be uh, more intuitive, more perceptive to stuff. So the seven invite us to go within. That's the because the word that represents the seven is introspection. So this is a good year to be in nature, to do retreats, spiritual retreats, to start a meditation practice where we can really go within. So this is really important because of the seven in the key of the year. The seven, the main virtue of the seven is the intelligence, and all our intelligence comes from the soul. So in this year, we do have an opportunity to go beyond our ego and to embrace the intelligence of our soul because of the seven in the aspect of the year. Okay, so this is really important for us to understand. So every time that we feel, I don't know, every time that we feel in despair or that we feel that we are losing it, we have to stop and breathe. Okay, we have to go within. We have to, you know, just breathe and just constantly with conscious, and then we can go back to our center. Also, the number seven, it talks about energetic healing. Okay, so this means that this year we're probably going to have the opportunity of being healing some energetic blockages that we might have. So with the number five, it's the physical body, okay, and the seven is the energetic body. So which means that one way to know if we are going with the flow, with the energy of this year collectively, is that if we start feeling some weird pains in our back, in our, usually related to our bones, or sometimes you have a pain in your back that no one solves, or it's because probably you are rushing things. You are not respecting your physical body, because when we are in the number five, yeah, there are like things that pop up in our physical body in order to make us slow down and heal ourselves. And the seven, it adds up to that because it asks us to take care of our energy. And when we talk about energy, and seven is the magnetic, the aura, and the aura is the protection, the energetic protection, and the energetic projection. So what we project to the world. So when we talk about that, it is important that we understand, how do I direct my energy? Okay, so my energy goes where my attention goes. And this is something really important to understand during this year, because if we put our attention in things that are superficial, like in things that, like, for example, if you spend most of the time watching the news or whatever, things that have a lower vibration, So that's where your energy will go, because our energy goes where our attention goes. So this is the year to where it is important to pay attention to what you are listening. So to with what people you are hanging with, that does those people have the same energetic vibration that you are. So we need to be surrounded by people who inspire us, who lift our energy up. And this is really, really, really important this year, because the seven brings this energetic aspect. So, and if you're not well, we tend to observe the low energy of places, of people. We tend to work as a sponge, you know. Um, so that's important to pay attention to that aspect, to be taking care of the energy in your house, in yourself, and everything. Seven is the platform of elevation, and that means that during this year, everything is going to be pushing us to raise our energy up. So maybe you're going to be, I don't know, uh, being invited to go to meditation works, or to breathing works, or to a spiritual retreat. And if this happens, you should definitely accept it, because it is as if the earth, or the energy of the existence, is pushing us and say, please raise your energy, please become more conscious, please accept the invitation that we are offering you. And that is the vibration of the seven. So we are in the ocean of change, but it's as if we can surf in high waves, so that we can elevate our vibration and feel the freedom, that we are, feel the divine within us. And this is what the seven brings us, because it always invite us to elevate, and it's always going to try to push us further. Okay, so we need to be in nature, we need to listen to music and to content that inspires us. It can be podcasts that inspire us, or music that inspire us, or simply sitting in silence and listening to our breathing. Okay, so this is like the seven always invite us to meditate. Since seven is also a number that talks about truth, it asks us to always speak the truth. It's important during these years that we stop lying to ourselves, that we are true to ourselves, that we are true to our values, that we have coherence in what we think, in what we speak, and in what we do. And this is the truth that is asked from us during the seven. So that means that if we are not true to ourselves, if you're not true to our values, you might suffer during this year. So this is really important for us to understand. And we need to work on our energy. And I already told you how. Okay, but also one way to work in our energy is to pay attention to our thoughts and feelings. When you're feeling down, it's good to use like clothes that are not dark, like white or beige or something like that. We need to use clothes that have light colors, or not black colors or anything like that. So this is really, really important too. So we need to work on our energy. So paying attention to where we are focusing or directing our energy, and also wearing clothes that uplift us. So light colors and it are important. And the seven, since it guides us to an introspection, it is nice to write during a year seven. Okay, so if you have, sometimes I do prayers, and I write the prayers or something like that, decretations and stuff like that. So if you have ideas, just write. If you're not feeling okay, just write, and then you can just throw it away or burn it. But when you're talking about seven and intelligence, sometimes you're going to be inspired. And if you are inspired, it's nice to have it, to write it. Okay, so that's if you feel like you want to write a book or something, that's a good year to do so. Okay, and I have already talked about sensitivity, and the seven, it really increases our sensitivity. I usually say that the seven, it's the what we perceive and what we receive. It's like a TV. The TV, it's transmitting something, right? And when we talk, and sometimes we have a TVs with 5 channels or something like that, but the seven is a TV with 500 channels that is transmitting and also receiving from everyone that is watching it. So that's why our sensitivity to energy, it becomes a lot higher when we do have a seven. And that's why it is important to pay attention with who we are spending our time, what we are doing with our time, because the sensitivity is going to be raised along this year. Okay, you're going to be a lot more uh, intuitive, a lot more sensitive to a whole bunch of stuff. So we need to take care of our environment. We need to take care of ourselves in this way too, because we are going to be more affected by energy. Okay, so because of the vibration of the seventh. And okay, so I guess I don't know, I guess this is wrong. That's okay. So so that's what I wanted to talk about during this year. So when we are so I'm gonna I didn't have the time to do these slides, so I'm gonna be summarizing what we have talked about, because we do have 5 and 7. So the 5 is the ocean, so that means that we are gonna be it's we are going to be shaken. Okay, so we are going to be shaken, and how to handle with all this earthquake that we are going to be handling this year. um, Go within, be more intuitive, trust your energy, be sure of uh, where you are putting your attention at. Remember that energy is attention. So, if you are putting your attention in things that are not going to raise your vibration, then you're going to not gonna have a good year. And if you put your attention in things that raise your vibration, so this is the year to pray, to meditate, to be in nature, to slow your pace, because all the things are going to be hectic outside. The pace of things are going to be a lot. And also, one aspect that I forgot to mention, but it's really important, is that 7 is the number that talks about truth. So, which means that during this year of 2023, a lot of truth is going to be revealed. So that means that a lot of things are going to come out globally. We are going to start knowing about things that we didn't know. Maybe things that in history, that stories that are told us in a way. And this year we're going to find out that it's not really that. So truths are going to it's going to be rising up, and we need to keep ourselves balanced in order to digest that. Okay, so and that's the energy. So revelations, things are going to be revealed and everything. I'm saying that this year of 2023, it's a year of rupture. That's going to be a rupture. Things are going to, it's as if, what is coming to me. It's as if, like, we in California, there is this, the San Francisco thing that they say that someday California is gonna break in two because there is a flaw or something like that. So this is the year of this rupture. So the world is gonna be shaken. And we are gonna have to decide whether we want to elevate our energy, or if you want to stay as we are, attached to everything that is not working well. So it's a year where we're gonna have to make hard choices, and to make hard choices, we need to be well within. We need to be certain and sure. And the only way to do that is to go within yourself, to meditate, and to be true to your feelings. We need to be able to be true to your feelings, because if we run from our feelings, we are never going to get it solved. And this is the year to do the work. This is the year to do that. And if we do that, it's going to be a great year. Don't be surprised with things that come out, because truth is going to be out, and we never know what's going to be coming. Okay, and meditate a lot. The idea was to end this live with a meditation, but truth is, I don't know how to put the sound here. This program is new, so hopefully the next live I'm gonna be able to put the music and we can do a meditation together. But for now, that's it. I don't know if you have any questions that you might wanna ask, but if you don't, this is that's it. Thank you so much for being with me during this live. It was really great to be sharing that with you. And I'm going to be doing lives. I'm going to be putting in Instagram, but the idea is to do lives in English every Monday, where I'm going to be sharing some inspirations that we receive from the Ascended Masters, and talking about spirituality and about the planetary transition and quantum physics and how to apply that in our daily lives. So stay tuned in our Instagram for the next lives. And if you like that one, it's going to be in our YouTube channel, and you can share it with people that you might think that might be interested with this kind of theme or subject. Okay, thank you very much. It was a pleasure being with you. Namaste.